Hey everybody, Bob Lazaro here from All Things Leland. We are really fortunate as a community to be served by a number of great not-for-profits who help those in need. And one of those is the Diaper Bank of North Carolina. And we're pleased to be joined by Michelle Schaefer, who is the founder and CEO, and Julie Bowling, who is the director of the Lower Cape Fear chapter of the Diaper Bank. Thank you both for joining us.
Oh, glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hey, Michelle, you're the founder and CEO, so perhaps you could tell us how you went from your journey at home to this statewide organization.
Yeah, so I started the diaper bank in 2013 from my kitchen table in Durham, and my goal was to provide 50,000 diapers in Durham alone. We have since distributed over 36 million diapers statewide with multiple warehouses across the state. So we cover a lot of bottoms in North Carolina. We serve over 80 counties
Okay.
currently. Um, I started the diaper bank because of my youngest son, who's now 14. He came to us at a day old, and he was very, very sick for the first year and a half. And we were changing his diaper 40 times a day.
Mm.
And I had the great honor of meeting his birth mom and knew that she could not afford what we were affording. And yet he was still so sick. So I knew that WIC and food stamps did not cover diapers. And I knew that, she would have struggled greatly to provide this most essential item. So I thought, I'm going to start a diaper bank. And at the time, diaper banks were not a thing 13 years ago. No one really talked about them. And everyone said, "What's a diaper bank?" And I said, "I have no idea." So
Mhm.
started out with a laundry basket.
Okay.
And now we're here doing this very important work.
It's amazing being a grandparent of an 18-month-old. I know full hand on how expensive it is for families to provide the appropriate diaper care for their kids. So let's talk about your programs. It's not just diapers, but maybe we could walk through some of the things that you all are involved with, and then how people can connect with the diaper bank for these types of services. So I'll turn it over to either you, Julie, or Michelle to go through that.
Talk a little bit about the programs, and then I'll let Julie do like what's going on in your
Okay.
community. So we distribute diapers, period products, adult incontinence supplies, and formula. We're very grounded in that work. We do not go beyond those items because that is a lot for us. It's an
Mhm.
ongoing need. One in two families experience diaper need and lack of essential, being able to afford essential items. And these items are very hard to come by for working families. 76% of the families that receive our services are working 1 to 3 jobs and still cannot afford the most basic essential items. And we distribute all of our products through trusted nonprofits in the communities that we serve. And the reason why we have that model is we know that if someone is struggling for these items, they're struggling with other needs. And we
Mhm.
want them connected to amazing programs so they can not only get diapers or hygiene products, but they can get other essential items like food assistance, case management, car seats, and cribs, because that's where you're helping families thrive. And so our model is to support amazing nonprofits in our communities that are serving families. Um, Period products that we distribute started out as a Helping Moms Helps Babies program. We
Mhm.
felt that if mothers couldn't afford diapers, they certainly couldn't afford to take care of themselves.
Mhm.
And then we started to hear from middle and high school teachers telling us about students missing school. And we felt that that was unacceptable, that period supplies are school supplies and no one should have to choose between going to class and having their period. So we now provide period products in over 1,000 schools in North Carolina, as well as leggings, underwear, and shorts. 1 in 4 students miss class every single month because they cannot afford these essential items. So we want to make sure that we can keep them in class and in school. And
What
then
was surprising to me on your website too was some of the data regarding military families that
that's
there was a concern about. being able to provide the appropriate care for their children.
That's right. So we actually are very grounded in research. We're the only diaper bank in the country to publish research on diaper need and how our work impacts what that looks like for families. And we started serving Fort Bragg back in 2014. And we've continued that work with Fort Bragg and other military bases. And we also did a study and found that 9 out of 10 military families, E6 or below, cannot afford diapers every month. And so this is a struggle that working families, military families are experiencing every single day. And our hope is that we can fill that gap so that they can focus on food and utilities and medicine and
Mhm.
all the other things that are essential in their lives.
You mentioned partners, and so maybe truly, I thought perhaps you could talk about the partners that you have in the greater Leland, Wilmington area, because as Michelle said, they're the trusted folks in the community who have a better handle on the grassroots level of what people need.
Absolutely. We're so fortunate to have some really incredible partnerships with other nonprofit and agencies in the community that are boots on the ground every day working with families and really know what the needs are. And it's lovely to come alongside what they're offering and add an additional layer of support for families. And as Michelle said, families can go to these agencies and get connected not just to our diapers
Mhm.
and incontinence supplies, but other wraparound services that will help not just the baby or the children, but everyone in the family. And so for the this Cape Fear region, some of our largest distributing partners are Catholic Charities and also Brunswick Baptist Association in Charlotte. And they have amazing programs, case management, utility assistance, food assistance, and do incredible work. And as well, all of the products that we provide, diapers, incontinence supplies, and period products. In addition, we also work with Smart Start in Brunswick County, and they are able to provide our diapers and period products to the families in their Parents as Teacher program.
That's great. I mean, one of the interesting things too is the fact that you all help provide formula, which to me is just as basic as diapers. And you all have something on your website called the Essentials Hub. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that and how that works. I know from the data you published, you had like 38 different events in Brunswick County last year.
Yeah, so our Essentials Hub has been a growing part of our work over the last couple years. And the idea is that we wanted to address transportation as a barrier. If families and individuals have a difficult time getting to our community partner agencies that we work with, then we want to be able to meet them where they are.
Mhm.
And so the idea is to come into communities, to come into neighborhoods to build relationships with the families and the individuals living in those communities, and really start a conversation about what are the needs, what are they seeing as the biggest gaps that are not being met, and to come into those areas, provide access to the hygiene products that we have, but then also in the same vein as people being able to access multiple resources with our other community partners. We want to invite other agencies to come alongside us when we have these mobile events. So it's not just us out there by ourselves,
Sure.
but it's maybe us and maybe one or two other agencies offering access to products that they focus on so that families can, get connected to multiple resources at one event.
And this is a statewide effort, so this cannot be done with just paid employees. So I'm sure there's a considerable need for volunteers and or donations. Is am I accurate in that assessment?
Oh, 100%. It takes a lot of people power to do what we do. And we are so grateful for every person who walks through the door to experience being a part of the Diaper Bank mission. We welcome volunteers throughout the week. We have individuals who come on their own. We have group sessions that we schedule
Mhm.
for all different sorts of groups, civic organizations, scout troops, neighborhoods, book clubs, religious organizations, you name it, businesses who come out as a team to have a dedicated time to help us organize, sort, count, wrap, and get everything ready to go out the door. And we absolutely could not do it without the community coming behind our mission and being a part of the work with us.
That's great. My wife and I will be coming over as part of the North Brunswick Newcomers Club. So
Yes.
hopefully you got a full slate of folks for that. I mean, for folks who want to make a monetary contribution, I mean, that's obviously available on your website. But you also, if people are so interested, donate through Amazon wish list. And what kind of materials are you asking for that way?
We try to focus our wish list on our most needed items. The items that we distribute the highest quantities of are the ones that we're always looking for support on, and sometimes even items that are harder for us to come by. So oftentimes when you look at the wish list, you're going to see diapers, but you're going to see the sizes that are larger.
Okay.
So sizes 5, 6, 7, pull-ups, those sorts of sizes. Also, you'll see items on there like leggings and underwear for the period power
Mhm.
program, and some of the adult incontinence supplies that are also sometimes harder for us to come by. And then those items will come directly to our facility where we'll immediately turn them around and get them right back out into the community.
That's great. And for those who are watching, I will include a link in the program description and also on the blog post as well. Michelle and Julie, I just want to say thank you for all that you're doing and for making time. There's a lot amazing organizations that are serving this region doing great work. And I'm pleased to be able to share some time with those who are residents here about the great work you all are doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
It's a
You're
pleasure.
welcome.